Good morning, friends. Welcome to GoOnlineTrainings.com. We are talking about types of dimensions and types of facts, right? So we had seen a couple of dimensions yesterday. One is called role-playing dimension, conformed dimension, junk dimension, degenerate dimension. Then today we'll understand what is a slowly changing dimension, what is a rapidly changing dimension, and what is inferred dimension. It is also called as inferred member. Now, sometimes you will be able to get the data. One minute. Okay, guys. So let us understand what is a slowly changing dimension means. Sometimes what happens, you will be able to get the data like this. I have some OLTP data. I have some employee data, employee ID, employee name, employee salary, employee city, employee gender. I have lot of data like this, right? Now, this is my OLTP system, nothing but a source system. I have employee number 1, John, salary is $1,000, city is available in Bangalore, gender male. I have 2 is, let us say I have Anushka, and she's getting 2000 from Hyderabad, and she's female. So I have some data like this. Now, I wanted to take this data and load the data into the data warehousing. Okay. I wanted to load the data into the data warehousing. So the table name is called a dim employee table. So this is OLAP, or we can say data warehousing. So what is the meaning of slowly changing dimension? So this dimension means a table. The dimension is slowly changing. I wanted to keep historical data. So slowly changing dimensions means what? The data is slowly changing. The historical changes also I wanted to keep. So what is the thing? The thing is, for example, I'm going to be loading the data. From this data, I'm going to load it here. So all the data is came in. Fine. Then later, John's salary is, incremented to $1,500 per month. Clear? So whenever you update something, so you have to get this data. You should be able to update it here. So that is one thing we can do it. Clear? So there are SCDs, slowly changing dimensions. SCD. SCDs have a lot of types. There's a type 0 SCD, type 0 SCD, type 1 SCD, type 2 SCD. There are lots of types in SCD. Type 1, type 2, type 0. This is a type 0 SCD. type 0 SCD, you cannot, modify the date. So when you modify it, you will be able to get the error. So changes treated as errors. So you will not be able to modify the data. So that is the thing. Type 1 means you're going to be overwriting the data in the destination table. Overwriting the data. Type 2 means you are maintaining historical data. There are three types historical data in the destination tables. Clear? So type 0 means changes are treated as errors. Type 1 means overwriting the data where? In the destination table. Type 2 means historical data. So when you maintain a slowly changing dimension is one more table. So we are going to be getting the data from here to here. How you are going to be getting the data? With the help of a SSIS. Now when you load the data here, now some of the data in this is cannot be modified. Some of the data cannot be modified. For example, the name of the employee. Name of the employee till I die, my name cannot change, right? What about your name? Your name also cannot change every now and then. So this is a type 0 data. Type 0 data means you cannot modify the data. For example, my name is Bhaskar Jogi. Till I die, my name cannot be modified. And what about my gender? Can I modify my gender? Morning, evening, afternoon? So you will not be able to modify the data. So whatever the data you cannot change. If you change, that is error. So if you change something is error. So this is a type 0 data. Clear? So for example, SSIS is loaded this data, got loaded. Somebody came later and they have modified. So John K. Now you're running SSIS package. Now SSIS package is going to be using a transformation called SCD. In the SCD, what we have confirmed, we put type 0. When you put type 0, you should not do, because all the insets, all the updates, all the deletes can happen only in the OLTP. We never modify the data here. Always the modified data via SSIS, it is going to come here. So if you modify the data here, what SCD is going to be doing? It is checking. So John K 1 1, John K John R. So John K is modified because it is a type 0 is a changes are treated as errors. So SSIS is going to be comparing this data. It is a type 0 data. So what will happen now? SCD, SSIS also will have a transformation called SCD. So because of SCD, what it does? It is going to be comparing. It is unmatching. So it is not matching. When it is unmatching according to the type 0. So what it does is that SCD will give you an error saying that somebody modified the data. You should not modify the data. If you modify the data, it will not. For example, somebody written some D here. So when you try to put this, when you try to upload the data, it will give you errors. So once you declare this as a 0, whatever be the data got inserted, that cannot be modified in the source level. That is what is called type 0. Type 1, for example, earlier we had 1000. So this column is declared as a type 1 column in the source. When you configure SCD, you have to say type 1. When SSIS is loading the data, it is going to be, if you modify something to 1400 here, the modified data is going to come. So this is what is called overwriting the data. So type 1 data, for example, I have a city column also. I have a city column also. I wanted to, city column already there, sorry. I have a date of birth column. Date of birth is December 21, 1990. Jan 24th, 1987. Now, can I change the date of birth of the employee? So this is also type 0 data. You cannot change. So can I change my city? Why not? So I got transferred to some more city, one more city. So this is what is called a type 1 data. You need to configure like this. When I say type 1, it is going to be overwriting. Now from Bangalore to Pune, somebody is modified. So you should be able to transfer to like this. Okay. So when you say type 1, it is overwriting. But I wanted to know what was the salary last year. So I am not able to get it. So that is the problem in this. So I wanted to know what was the earlier salary for the John. So type 0 will not allow updations in the source. Type 1 overwriting here. But I wanted to know what was the old salary. I will not be able to answer this question. If you wanted to maintain old salary, new salary means you have to say type 2. Earlier, if you have 1000, it will be 1000 here. Now, when you modify the salary to, let us say, some 1600, now what happens here? This row will be, I have to copy this data as well here. So what will happen? This row, because the data is salary, the salary got modified, the same row is going to come and it is going to be participated here. You will get a duplicated data. You will have, you need to create a start date column, end date column. For example, this employee joined in 2019, some date. So let us say he joined, let us say March 23rd, he joined 2019. Till date, today, till today, the salary is this much. What is today's? Today is October 1st, 2021. The salary is this much only. Clear? So today he's got an increment. So the new start date of the salary will be this. This will be null. Clear? So the dimension table is going to be maintaining a start date. He joined some date. From that date to till today, the salary is how much? 1000. Now the salary is to, today morning 6 o'clock, it got modified. The new salary is going to be coming. It is what is called a type 2. Type 2 means you will be maintaining old row plus new row. So this is what is called slowly changing dimension. Okay. So people will ask you, what is a type 0? What is a type 1? What is a type 2? So how do you maintain? Means we're going to be maintaining in the slowly changing dimension. So slowly changing dimensions, data is going to be, getting from the SSIS. In SSIS, we again use a transformation called slowly changing dimension transformation. So this transformation is going to be acting. Type 0 means the changes should not be happening in the source. If you change any data here, and automatically SSIS SCD will show you errors. Type 1 means SCD is going to be, updating the data in the destination table. Okay. In the type 2 means the data, old data will be there and the new data will be inserted as a new row. Clear? So this is what is called slowly changing dimension. Now this is the primary key here. This is the primary key here because we don't have any duplicated data. Now, if you create a primary key here, will it work? Because the primary key should not have duplicates, right? So you have to remove the primary key. If you create a primary key in this dim employee table, the SCD type 2 will not occur because duplicate numbers will come. So I have to remove the primary key and you have to create some new ID. You can give any column name like this and we have to give one more column here. So this column I have created on my own. It is, you can say, some new ID. You can give any name, new ID, new employee ID, anything. So in this, automatically I got to insert the date. Automatically means we know 1, 2, 3. So to insert automatic numbers in SQL Server, we use identity column. Clear? So we use identity property. automatically numbers are going to be inserted. So this is the now primary key. Actual primary key is this, but this primary key I have removed it, right? So I have to create one more primary key. I have created a column name. You can give any name. You can give ID. You can give simply A. You can say column 1, or you can say serial number, anything. Some naming you can give. So this is called as a primary key. This is called as a surrogate key. Okay. So this is actually a primary key, but this primary key is called as a surrogate. Surrogate ante ardham enti? Surrogate means not real, dummy. మన తెలుగులో అయితే ఉత్తుత్తి అని అంటాం కదా, డమ్మీ, అరే డమ్మీ గడ్రా అంటారు, అర్థమవుతుంది. సర్గేట్. సో వెన్ మదర్ డైస్, మదర్ ఈజ్ నో మోర్, షీ పాస్డ్ అవే, father is going to be marrying one more mother, and she is my surrogate mother. She is not my actual mother, but she is now my surrogate mother. She is able to take care of our family. She is not my original mother, but somehow we got her now my family is being taken care by my second mother. So it is not a original. It is actually primary key now. Is it a original primary key? No. It is a surrogate. Surrogate means ardham enti? She is not my original mother. She is my one more mother, surrogate mother. Surrogacy means what? Dummy, not real, not original. That is the meaning. Actual primary key is this, but whatever be the reason, the primary key I did not use it, I have to remove it. So I have created one more primary key. So automatic number in the dimension table will be called as a surrogate key. Surrogate key is now primary key. Automatically number is inserted. You will be able to get 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. Tomorrow, Anushka salary also getting changed. So after some 1 year. So this row is going to come here. Now you will get 4. This is automatic number, right? Like that. Anushka, for example, it is modified. She is also joined from so and so date, and on this date, this is a salary. So what was the old salary for Anushka means you have to go to which period. What is the new salary for Anushka means this is the one. Now this is the olden data. Now she transferred to Delhi. When you transfer to Delhi, according to type 1, you got to overwrite the data. So I have 2 rows. This is also Anushka. This is also Anushka. Which row will get modified? So only this row gets modified, not this row. This row is already gone, right? If you modify something here, only modification is going to be happening on this, but not on this. Clear? Which is the latest row means, so where you have a null. So that is the latest row. So all these things will be taken care by in SSIS SCD itself. Clear? So what is a surrogate key means? A identity column. Whenever you create a table, you have to create this table. So you can say ID column, whatever it is, new ID column, something like this. You can say this is an identity column. Identity means automatically the numbers are inserted. Clear? So this is what is called a surrogate key. Surrogate key means automatic number in the dimension table. Why we need to create a surrogate key? Whatever be the reason, the existing primary key cannot be used. So especially in the slowly changing dimensions, the data is getting changed slowly. Once in a year, the data is going to be getting modified. So the modifications I would like to capture. For example, I wanted to also know where was she working earlier. I wanted to capture that data. Then you need to make it to 2 here. So when you make it to 2, whenever you change this or you change this, you will be able to get. For example, now she transferred to Mumbai. When you transfer to Mumbai, now you will be able to get this record. Sorry, you will be able to get this record. So now this record got modified. Yesterday, what is that? This record is there, till some time. So you will be able to, get. So it is got modified. Let us say October 2nd, she got modified. Now you will be able to have something like this. Sorry, 21, right? So somebody modified, transferred to her Delhi. Now it is October 2nd data. She is there. What is the current salary? Current salary is this. Current, state is this. So wherever you have null, so that record is the current record. Clear? So whenever you modify either this or this, you will be able to get one more record here. So this is what is called a type 2. Historical data in a destination. You maintain the old data, you maintain the new row as well. Clear? So whenever you configure in SSIS, there is a special transformation called SCD transformation. SCD transformation is going to be taking care type 0, type 1, type 2, everything it is going to be maintaining. So according to the configuration in SSIS, this table is going to be getting the data like this. So very, very interesting point. What is a surrogate key? Surrogate key means what? Which is a not a real primary key, which is a dummy primary key created as part of your dimension table, and which is an automatic number, which is identity column will be created. This is what is called surrogate primary key. Surrogate primary key concept is available only in the data warehousing, not in the OLTP systems. Clear? So you can give one beautiful example like this. Any questions? You can speak now. I'll give you permission to speak. If you have any doubts, you can ask me now.
Myself, Ajay, sir.
Yeah, tell me.
Sir, type 2 is the overwriting, sir.
Type 2 is not overwriting. Type 1 is overwriting.
Yes, sir.
You
In
can see
first
this.
table, employee table.
Yeah.
Sir, in employee table, salary is 1600, sir, previously.
Ah,
1000 previously. Then
ah,
it goes to 1600, sir.
right.
We are giving a column name of type 2.
Yes.
But how it is updated to 1000 to 1600, sir?
So it's very simple. What it does is that it will you go there and update. Initially you were having 1000, right?
Yes, sir.
Now you make it to 1400 here.
Okay.
What SSIS will do, it will not do anything. It will take this row, copy.
Okay.
It will copy and paste it. It will not do anything else.
Okay, okay, sir.
Okay. So
Okay,
it will
okay,
come
sir.
to yeah, that's it. Nothing else.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. Any other questions? Now 1400 to 2700. Now here the data is changed. There is a change here. So that is all. So very, very interesting, important point. Slowly changing dimension means type 0, type 1, type 2. Clear? You may have type 3, type 4, type 5 also. All of them are not needed. You can tell them that in SSIS and according to SSIS and MSBI or Power BI, I know what is a type 2, what is a type 1, what is a type 2, type 0. I don't know type 3, type 4, type 5. You have in other ETLs, other places, we have type 3, type 4, type 5, type 6, type 7, type 8. All these things cannot be implemented in our Microsoft BA, Power BA or MSBA. You can tell them like that. Clear? I know type 0, type 1, type 2 because I never implemented more than type 2. Type 0 changes are treated as errors. Type 1 is overwriting the data. Type 2 means historical data. That's it. So that is what is called slowly changing dimension. You need to configure. Yeah.
Good morning, sir. So in data warehouse, based on the type 2, the data is updating, no, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, for example, in bank system, in ATMs daily we are taking money. Some people they are taking continuously money, no, sir. The data is continuously updating in data warehouse.
They don't continuously update. They don't implement a type 2.
Okay.
If you maintain type 2, you'll go mad because a lot of changes. That is what is the next one. Rapidly changing. So
Okay.
salary will be updated every minute? No. What about, you have a amount. You have 10,000 rupees. You deposit, it will become 11,000. It will become 10,000. It will become 15,000. You deposit, it will increase. If you withdraw, it will get reduced. So if that data is rapidly changing, so this kind of a system, we cannot have it. So rapidly changing dimension, theoretical it is there. So we cannot implement in the data warehousing, remember. Clear? So rapidly changing dimension means very fastly. What do you mean by fast? For example, Hyderabad temperature today, 29 degrees. After 1 hour, 30 degrees. After 2 hours, 25 degrees. After 1 hour, 35 degrees. So every minute, every 1 hour, Hyderabad temperature, not only Hyderabad, all cities temperature will change. Can I store this data in OLTP? Can I maintain this data in data warehousing rapidly? Every minute, all cities data temperature will change. Can I do this in the data warehousing? Answer is no. So this kind of a data called as rapidly changing data. Salary once in a year or once in a 2 years will change. And a transfer will happen once in a 6 months or once in a year, not morning, evening, afternoon, right? So the data is called as a slowly changing data. So transferring from one city to another city, updating the salaries, all of them will change, right? Slowly. But rapidly changing data, I have given couple of examples. What is that? One is called temperature data of all cities. The second example, share market data, Sensex data, share market. Morning the price is $100, afternoon $150, in the evening $99. So the price of the given company is going to be changing every now and then. So that kind of a data we will not be able to capture in our dimension modeling. In our data warehousing, it is called rapidly changing dimension. You have to implement some other technologies, but not into your data warehousing. So rapidly changing dimensions, theoretically it is there. Practically, we are not going to be implementing. The next one is inferred dimension. Inferred member, it is very, very interesting and simple question to understand. What is inferred member? Let us go and understand. So slowly changing a dimension we discussed. In data warehouse, there is a need to track the changes in a dimension attributes in order to report the historical data. Slowly changing dimensions are used when we wish to capture the changing data within the dimensions over time. So that means when the salary got modified, you'll come to know over time. This period to this period, the salary was 1,000. This period to this period, the salary was this much. So this period onwards, the salary was this much. Like that, you should be able to know by putting the type 2. If you don't put a type 2, then we cannot maintain the historical data. If you say type 1, again it is useless. So if you implement a type 2 only, that is actually SCD. SCD means not type 0. SCD is not a type 1. SCD means a type 2 only. The next one is inferred dimension. Inferred dimensions are called as late arriving dimensions, early arriving facts, and late arriving dimensions. What is the mean? For example, I take one Excel. I create a product. Let me, why should I take it? I don't want to take it. Okay. Let me go to OLTP. Always data will come first where? To the OLTP. So there is a product called new product they have launched. So Apple iPhone, the new phone is got Apple iPhone 13. So it comes under a category called let us say mobile phones. Let me override this mobile phones category. Clear? So the category is the cost is, let us say, 65,000 rupees. And category called 60 category. Let me give you like this. So this is a new row occurred and immediately the purchases are started. The sales is happened. So what is a new product? Product number 9. Okay. Product number 9. It is a product number 9. And the customer, let us say, Lakshmi 103, she bought this product. Immediately there's a purchase happened. So today date is what? Today's date is, October 1st or some date. So the purchase is happened only one, and this is a quantity, and the amount is 65,000 rupees plus taxes and everything. It is up to 68,000 rupees 400, 68,400 including tax and all. Delivery is going to happen on the same day or the next day. So delivery date, they will be able to give you, delivery date is not October 1st, it will be on 5th of October. And it is, she made the payment using a card and INR, right? And the next number is this number. So like that, the transaction is added. So new product got created. This is a new product. Now, so there is no change here. And you assume there is a change. Now, what is happening? You are going to be loading this data to data warehousing. So, whatever be the reason, always data has to come to this table first. This is the table, data has to come. Okay, dimension table, you're supposed to get the data, but according to us, what we are saying, early arriving fact data. So, how the data comes? SSIS. SSIS started loading of this data. So, what is the loading of this data? I go to OLTP. So, the data is, this is a new data. So, it is able to get this data. Now, it is trying to load it to this data warehousing. So, it goes here, it trying to put this data. Okay. When you're trying to put the data, what happens now? Immediately SQL Server, since it is having a primary key and foreign key, it will go to here and it will check for number 9 product. So how many products we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ninth product is not there. Why? Because it is newly added product into the Amazon. Okay, so the product is not there. But what data you got it first? The data you got it in the which table? Early arriving facts. Fact data you got first, but the corresponding entry did not there in the dimension table. When there is no link, it is what is called referential integrity. When you get data 9 is not here, what SQL Server is going to be doing? SQL Server will be deleting this row immediately because it will say that I don't have the corresponding. Will not keep, so the SSIS package cannot load the data, it will fail. So, but what customer is saying? Customer is saying, "Arey yaar, only one row it has to go, but many people are buying and buying only this product, and let us, load this data first. Let us, we can load the data later. And why are you deleting? You're telling me, sir, according to my SQL Server, referential integrity, we will not have something new because if the corresponding entry is not there, we will not be able to have it. But customer is saying, forget about the entry. You try to load the data to this table. So that is what is called early arriving fact. The late arriving dimensions are called as inferred dimension, inferred member. So what should I do? The data will not get loaded. Customer is telling you load this data, but you are saying I cannot load the data. So what to do? So one thing you can do. What is the thing you can do? You can remove a foreign keys. Foreign key on this you can remove. If you remove the foreign key, it will not check. That is one solution you can have it. So it is not going to be asking anything. You can simply copy and paste this because foreign key have deleted. So it will keep quiet. So that is one solution you can do that. Else, if you maintain a foreign key, what you do, you are going to be trying to put the data here. When you know that the data is going to be coming here. So before dumping here, you check this value, you go there and you check all of them. You have to write it in the SSIS because while loading data, all the circus has to happen. So you need to check 9 is not there. Now, since it is not there, what you do, you have to keep 9 here and you insert some dummy values, AAA, some dummy value, some BBB. Okay, you're going to be having some dummy values. So then you put 9 and some dummy values. You come here, then you should be able to put this data. Okay, you should be able to keep the data. When you keep the data is going to go here. So it will go and check Yeah, 9 is available here. Later, after some time, you are going to be getting the data for this table, right? You're going to be taking this data. That time, what you do, you are going to be going here and overwriting this. You're going to be overwriting. So this is one more solution. So this is a mobile phones. Clear? So initially, you put one dummy record here with the same number. Later, because anyhow it is going to come, but lately, when you're getting data lately, that time you don't insert update the data. So when you're updating, the dummy data will get overwritten by the new values. This is what is called inferred dimension. Inferred dimension means whatever be the reason, we are sending the data to the fact table first, then later we're going to be dumping into the dimension table. Since there is a primary key foreign key relationship, foreign key data should not come first. The inserts will fail. So what we need to do? We have to either remove foreign keys and load the data, or maintain the foreign key and insert the dummy data in the dimension table. Later, when the new data for the dimension table comes, you must overwrite the data. So this is what is called inferred member. Clear, guys? So this is what is the beauty about it. Now, the last one. Any other questions? So, somewhere yeah, tell me.
Sir, if we create a dummy data, does it cause any problem?
It will not create any problem, because anyhow we are going to be loading data in another 2 to 3 hours, right?
Okay, but the size will be increased, no, sir, if we put any dummy data.
Array hero, size where? Which size will get increased? If I say AAA, what size will increase? You tell me.
I mean, there will be a lot of dummy data or only some?
Lot means what? According to our example, new products only will come, right? Will you
Yes,
get
sir.
thousands of new products, millions of new products? I told you dimensional data will have less data. Amazon will have, how many new products will have? Huh?
Yes, sir. Few only, few.
So
Okay, okay.
what is large? Even though you have large, it is only hundreds or thousand records, not more than that. Clear?
Clear, sir. Clear.
Right? Data warehousing is bigger hardware. Don't forget that always. Okay, Manohar.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, don't forget about bigger data, because data warehousing means is bigger hardware. You don't worry. What is the data you will get? Dimension tables will have always less data. So even though you put dummy data, then later you're going to be overwriting. What is the problem there? No problem at all. Chalo. Okay.
Sir, this
So
question
yeah, tell me.
related to SCD.
Yeah, tell me.
When in SCD we have
You need
two
to
keys,
talk
no?
loudly, Vinoda. I cannot hear you anything.
Okay. How about now, sir?
Tell me.
There are two keys in SCD dimension table. One is the natural surrogate key. One is the primary key. In the fact table, we will maintain both the surrogate key and the primary key, sir.
Primary keys, the old data you have to maintain. So this is the one you should maintain always. So this is only for this table. So you need to maintain this table, because when you say one means John. Okay. But if I maintain five means nobody else here. So this primary key need to be maintained in your fact table. This is a dimension table, right? So tomorrow,
Yes.
if you say fact salaries. So which one you need to maintain? Only this one, not this one. This is only for this table to use it. For example, tomorrow I wanted to update this record, whatever be the reason. So I would like to retrieve this record. How do you retrieve? You can say employee equal to 2 means you will be able to get this. But when I say new employee equals to 4, I should be able to retrieve. To retrieve a single record, we use, a unique keys or the primary keys, right?
Yes.
So,
Yes.
so this record you need to maintain in your fact tables, not this.
Okay. Okay, sir.
Very
Thank
good
you.
question. Yeah. Chalo. So data warehousing design best principles are reduce the number of dimension tables, study fully OLTP, blah, blah, blah. All these things we discussed so far, right? Now, The next one is called, types of fact tables. So we have fully additive and we have semi-additive, we have a non-additive, we have a derived or calculated measures, or we have one more factless fact table, and we have a textless, textual measures. So these are the things. So I have one more video on this, small video, 20 minutes video. I'll post it. So please watch. Compulsory interview questions. You cannot run away from these interviews. So they'll ask you about Power BI or MSB. They tell me, do you know data warehousing? Sir, I knew. Tell me what is a fully additive measure. Then you're gone. Okay. I will give you a small video on this. Please, watch that so that you will take the notes and complete this portion. Okay. So if you have any other questions, this is also very, very important interview question. What is a factless fact table? So that is what is called this question. Okay. So factless fact table, very, very important interview question. I will upload that. Please, watch and complete that. So this completes a data warehousing concept. Clear? So you should know what is a dimension table, what is a fact table, what is a schema, what is a star schema, what is a snowflake schema, what is a role playing dimension, what is a dimension, what is a fact, what is OLTP, what is OLAP, what is a database, what is a data warehousing, what is a data mart, what is ODS, right? How do you load the data to the inferred member, inferred dimension? What do you mean by inferred dimension? All these things we discussed, and you can easily go for any kind of an interview. But if you know SSIS, we are going to be having full knowledge, because if you wanted to work with data warehousing, you have to know good ETL. Clear, guys? So this is the last class of that. I will give you that video. You download and watch. So I'll be deleting all the videos within 2 days, guys. Data warehousing videos I'll be deleting. So today and tomorrow it will be there. If you don't download it, you will be the loser. So that is what. You have any questions, you ask me.
I have a question.
Yeah.
When you have hundreds of millions of records and billions of records, how long does it take to load the data warehouse on?
Yeah. So if you have millions of data, if you have 10 millions of data, it will take maximum. I have loaded in 9 to 10 minutes, 10 millions of data, right? It is very, very fast. I have data coming from DB2. If you have some 20, 30 million data, hardly it will take 16, 20 minutes. That's it. It will not take much more time. If you have billions of data, may take 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, like that. Millions of data can be done in fraction of minutes, 10, 20 minutes, 10 millions data, maximum 20, 30 minutes you can load, 10 to 20 minutes, something like this. So Kavit asked me, can you please explain why fact can't have the incremental loading? Beautiful question. So normally, how the fact tables are going to be loaded? Okay. Why can't I implement this? Enter a question. Let me write the question first. Okay. So what is the incremental loading? You should know. People who know SSIS, they will understand. Other people may not understand. Okay. Incremental loading means this one is incremental loading, right? For example, this is the one. Tomorrow, new customer comes, new employee comes. Let us say Ram comes. His salary is again 1200. Is from Delhi, and male. Some date of birth is this date of birth. So I have to get this data, and this row is going to come in. This is what is called incremental loading. Incremental loading means old records already inserted. This is a new employee is going to come. So whenever we load the data from dimension from OLTP to here, we are going to be performing incremental loading, because in OLTP we'll maintain old data plus new data also. But in the fact tables normally what happens, I'll tell you. The question is, why not incremental loading to the fact tables? Incremental loading means take only the new data. New data only you should take it, you should be able to get it. But in the real time, what happens is that in OLTP, we will have old data plus new data also will keep it, right? So the product data is going to be, their category master, their customer master is there. Sales is happening. So what happens? Automatically, the database size will increase, right? So if you're having OLTP may have, let us say, some 700 GB of hard disk they have, because OLTP means small databases. You have some 20 master tables are there, so which is going to be occupying 100 GB of data. You have two transactional tables are there, transactional tables. It may be occupying remaining 500 GB of data, because I told you the more and more data will come here. So what you do, you take this data, you are going to be dumping into data warehousing. All data will reach here. So after you go back, what you do? You have to delete the data from this table. We are going to be deleting this data from this. We don't keep in the OLTP. So we have to delete the data actually. So two transactions, for example, as of now, we have one transaction table. We loaded the data to the data warehouse, right? So all the 20 master tables will become 20 dimension table. You will be able to get 100 GB of data. One fact table also you have it. So that data, 500 GB of data, you get it here. So then you make it to zero here. If you don't make it to zero, OLTP cannot take more transaction because the hard disk capacity is 700. Already 600 GB is got over. So we are going to be putting it zero, right? So we don't delete the data here. If you don't delete the data, so the 20 master tables, dimension tables are called master tables, right? So the site has to show the products, site has to show the customers and everything, right? So these tables will not get data, will not delete the data, especially we never ever delete the data from these tables. We have to maintain the data. So only we delete the data from the sales tables. So next time when you get the new data, we need not perform incremental loading. It is again full loading because old data is got deleted. But in this, you have old data plus you have a new data. So to identify what is the old data, what is the new data, we normally use incremental loading. So every time what normally we do, we always load the data, then the data will be deleted. We are not going to delete. So after loading the data, the DBA team is going to be taking the backup of OLTP system, then they delete the data. Again, fresh data you get it. When you get the fresh data, when you run the package is going to be getting again this data on this month data. Again, the 31st of yesterday, September transaction got over. So what they do? Amazon people are going to be removing the data of last month. So they'll come to this month, they delete the last month data. Clear? So like that. So again, this month ends after October 31st. So when you move to November 1st, the previous month data, they delete it. Clear? So they don't maintain any data here. Always it is full loading. Clear, Kavit?
This is regarding OLTP, right? But when we load in data warehouse, how fact would be loaded in this scenario?
What is it? Fact.
Yeah, like this transactional table, transaction data would go into the fact, right? And
yeah, you take, if you don't have any data, for example, you delete the data. Now it is, I have emptied it. I have emptied in the midnight. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So no data will be available. Now today's transaction will start, right? So whatever be the data, I got it, till November, the 31st October midnight, they're going to be taking the date. Or they can give a date diff, a column they will be able to write. So they will be able to get last month data. So you can write like this, right? Select star from some sales table, they will be able to get last month data. There is a sale date column, they can write like this. Date diff, a last month data, right? So sale date will be there. Okay. sale date and get date equals to 1 mean current month. Current month is October, last month means once. Okay, so when you execute this, you will be able to get last month data.
Yeah. So in the fact table, always snapshot data would be loaded, right? Every time, like let's say if it is monthly load, so every month data would load into the fact table.
Correct, correct.
And okay, okay. And in OLTP, it might get deleted if it gets full, like if like table reaches the limit.
Yeah, otherwise you don't have the hard disk, more capacity hard disk in OLTP, right? If you keep
Yeah.
more data in OLTP servers will become very, very slow. So much of a data is always dangerous for the writing and performance issues. So always it is advisable, you load the data to the data warehouse, you delete, especially which tables? Transactional table data. You go to any bank, you tell them, I wanted to see last year of my, transactions. They will say only 6 months data you can see. But where is the before the data? They would have deleted. Clear?
Yes, yes, sir.
Otherwise, the banking system is a OLTP system. They never maintain more than 2 months data, 3 months data. They would have archived. Archived means, remember, they would have kept in the data warehousing. So data warehousing is online. It is not offline. Many people think that online. OLAP means online analytical system. So you can also keep the data in the tapes or the backup folders. So that is not a OLAP. OLAP means must be online. Online means when I click on something, I should be able to get the report. That is what is called OLAP. OLAP means online. If you make it offline, for example, I can buy one more extra hard disk. I dump all the data and I keep it in the extra hard disk. And the hard disk, it is available somewhere in my at home. It is not online. So what happens now? It is OLAP model. It is not OLAP. So when you keep it online, you are simply archiving the system. So OLAP means it has to be there in the online. It has to be available within fraction of seconds. By clicking on a button, I should be able to get the data. OLAP is something different. Definitely archiving means you're not at all, you don't want to touch for another 1 year or 6 months. So then you can take the backup and put it them, or you can take one machine and you load it there. You can switch off the machine as well. You can load the data into one machine. You can switch off the machine whenever you need it. You switch on the machine and do some kind of a reporting. Otherwise, forget about the archiving machines. OLAP means it has to be on 24/7. It must be on. Clear? So how we have to perform incremental loading? Why we need to perform incremental loading? And why not the full loading? All these are very, very important. Dimension tables, the table data always with the incremental loading, because dimensional table will have old data and the new data, but fact tables data will get deleted. So every time you'll get the new data. So if you want to get the new data, so you can write like this and get the last month data and load it. So current month data will be there. In next month again, you run the same query. So next month means I will be in November. So when I run the query in November, so last month, when I put 1, it will be last month. Last month means October data will get loaded. So you will be able to write this kind of a query and loading the data from the fact table. Clear? So people who do not know SSIS, they don't understand this, but people who know, they can understand very well. Clear, guys? Any other questions?
Developers responsible for running the packages.
Developers are not, right? As I told you, DBAs. You need to have the production level permissions. Developer is only there to create a package. You're not there. SSIS packages, you're not going to run in the companies.